again, welcome to Beyond Music program with me, Kinothio Otieno. This is the day that the Lord has made for us to rejoice and be glad in it. Today we are visiting Ngwasi Studios, where we are going to talk with producer Ngwasi and get to understand more about production and music. Follow me as we talk to him. We are finally here at Ngwasi Studios, where we are here today to talk with the producer himself. So, karibu sana producer.
Thank you so much, my brother. Karibuni sana Ngwasi Studios.
Wow. Yes. Maybe for someone who's seeing Ngwasi or hearing Ngwasi Studios for the first time, let you just introduce yourself.
Okay. This is Ngwasi Studios. I'm Denis. I'm najulikana kama Denis Ngwasi. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Denis Ngwasi is the chief producer of Ngwasi Studios. We deal in audio-visual production.
Wow.
We do audio production and we also do visual production.
Wow.
At the same time, we do sound engineering.
Wow.
And we also do scripting, variety of things, basically in the industry.
Yeah. Wonderful. So maybe just to get to know you, producer Denis Ngwasi, where were you born and how was your life while growing up?
I was born in some villages in Siaya. Actually, I'm born in Siaya, specifically Awelo is my home area, just within around the outskirts of Siaya town. So basically, I began my music back then in primary school around class 6, 7. That's when I began with the keyboard work and some little drums, some little keyboard there. But I'm a village boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to play keyboard or to just begin playing drums?
I began music like a sort of refuge. Because life was a little bit tough.
Okay.
And things were not working well for me. So I found solace in music. And I can say that I found comfort and refuge in music in that there are things that were happening because, for example, when I now majored in music, when I finished my class 8 and I did my KCP, then I had hopes of going to high school, joining high school. Of course, I performed well, I did well. So before then, I was just touching it. It was not so major to me. It was nothing to me. In passing, I was just doing it in passing.
Wow.
Yeah, but when I finished class 8 and I did my KCP, that's when things became now more tough.
The challenges began.
The challenges began because I had high hopes of joining high school. I performed well, and now I thought that things were going to be so much okay. I had plans. But then, to my surprise, I could not join high school. So everyone else was in school. I was back there in the village.
Just home.
Yeah. I was just I was just around.
At this time, you're living with your parents?
Yes, I was living with my parents, but my parents were not able.
Right.
They were unable to take me to school, to take me through high school. So back there in the village, I had a friend who was introducing me to keyboard work. He was the keyboardist of our church there. The church was Christian Outreach, which became Skills for Living Church in Siaya town.
Wow.
So I got hold of the guy because he was also prayerful, just like my mom. We could go and pray in the mountains there, pray and fasting. Some hills called Mbaga Hills.
Right.
In Luo we call it Got Mbaga. So we could pray the whole day. We could have prayer and fasting. So this guy was a keyboardist. So he decided to hold my hands because now I didn't have hope. So my only hope was to play keyboard in church, to serve God basically.
All right.
Yeah. So my only hope was to serve God.
So that's how you ended up in the keyboard.
Yeah. So I ended up with the keyboard. So I made it like a calling now because I didn't have anything else to do. Everyone else is in school.
Right. And you are home.
I'm home. And now the only thing I have to, because I was not so much also into sports, so this became my hobby and became my consolation and everything else. So I ventured into keyboarding so much of it, and he trained me, and to God's glory, by the grace of God, it is the same keyboard which now took me to school.
Aha.
Yes.
So after now you're good in keyboard.
Yes.
Tell us
so
about that.
I grew in it. I grew in it in excellence. I grew in it. After growing in it, now it started attracting. And now it started attracting the servants of God who are now willing to help me through the high school. But there was a pastor in Siaya called Pastor Zach. He introduced me to a pastor in Ugunja who is called Pastor Austin.
Okay.
Yes. Now, him introducing me to Pastor Austin was that I have a young man who is good in keyboard, and you're just beginning church. So allow me send him to you so that he can help you in church.
Right.
Playing keyboard. Yes. So that is how I was sent to Ugunja. Yeah, from Siaya. So when I went to Ugunja, found the church. The church was just beginning.
Yes, a young church.
Yes, a young church. Funnily enough, they didn't have keyboard. But I was there. So when I got there, and I was to transfer and go and stay
there.
In Ugunja. So Pastor Zach, they were beginning also another church in Ugunja.
Right.
The same church.
The same church.
Yeah. So he was going to minister there. But he's a man of God who loved me. He's also an uncle from our family there. So we were there. Then the pastor there, Pastor Austin, asked me, "But you are young. It looks like you should be in high school.
Yes.
Why are you not in school?
What are you doing here? Why are you not in school?
You are here to play keyboard. Why are you not in school?" And I told him my parents are not able. They are not able to send me to school because of financial constraints. So, he said, "Okay. So what do we do? Because I cannot just keep you here. That you want to play keyboard. There's no keyboard anyway.
There's no keyboard here.
Yeah, and I cannot keep you here to play keyboard.
Right.
Yeah, you must go to school." I told him, I'm ready to go to school because it has been my desire. He said, "Okay, then I'm going to send you to school."
Wow.
And that is how he was also a teacher at a school that was just beginning called Nyasanta High School in Ugunja. So because he was a teacher, he had access.
Right.
He told me, "I'm sending you to school."
Wow.
So what can you get? I told him, "I can't get anything. I'm just the way I am.
I'm just me.
You can't get money for uniform. I don't have."
Can't.
And imagine he sent me to school without uniform. He just went, talked to the teachers. The school was beginning. The school, I think, was in form at that time. The school was in Form 3, I think, Form 3 or Form 2. And the year had gone. It was the third term of Form 1.
So we're going to the next class.
So he was sending me to school at the third term of Form 1, and I didn't have anything. I didn't have even uniform. And he just talked to the teachers, and they accepted me. So I joined high school minus uniform. I didn't have uniform.
Wow.
I only had some shorts and some shirts and some slippers.
And on you go.
And I joined high school. So I was there. I was the only. So it was easy to identify me.
In the midst of the students.
Yeah, because I was the odd
one. You are unique. You are the odd one out.
Yes, I didn't have uniform. So I was there. I joined in the third term. I was there, and then when results came, I was topping my class.
You are topping, and you came just the other day.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Then now I said, and I asked him, "Now, this is good, but I think you should transfer me." Yes, I think you should transfer me. But anyway, by God's grace.
Because now you are topping here.
Yes, I just
joined.
I was topping, So it was not okay with me.
With you.
Yeah, it was not, because it's like I was not going to have a challenge. Yeah, and I believe I knew that if that pattern continued, I was not going to do well.
Right.
Yeah. So I talked to him. And then he accepted, but then he didn't have money. So the following year, I had to stay home again for one term, because now I was moved from Ugunja to Sigomre. Now I was going to live with him.
Okay.
Yes, at his place in Sigomre. So I stayed in Sigomre for like the whole term.
Wow.
The second year,
just
first term, yes, I was just home, and then God blessed him, and he got some money, and he got some money and bought school uniform full school uniform plus
Wow.
shoes plus socks.
Now
He
for
went
the- for
paid
the- for
fee
the first time
whole
you're
year.
putting on
For the
uniform.
first time now I'm in a school uniform. I just felt like a president.
Wow.
Yeah, so for the first time, but now second year,
Right.
second term
Second
now.
term.
Yes. So I joined St. Paul's Sigomre High School, Form 2 second year. Now he paid school fee for the whole year.
Wow.
And things were good, everything was okay. For the third year again, he paid school fees for the whole
Wow.
year. And then now things became a little bit tough with him, and he had to transfer to come to Nairobi.
Oh.
So I was staying with him and going to
Right,
school. So
right.
things became tough. He had to transfer to Nairobi together with the family. Now I didn't have any place to stay.
Yeah.
I don't have school fees anymore. Yes. So I packed my things and went back to Sierra.
Wow.
In Form 3 now, I packed my things and went back to Sierra.
back.
So when I went back to Sierra, I lost hope and said, now it's like that is the end. Yeah, I'm done.
I'm
So
done with this.
I went back to playing keyboard again
Uh-huh.
in churches in Sierra.
Oh, you're like, I'm now in Sierra, let me just play
Yes,
keyboard because after all, whoever was
I
paying my fees
every
in Nairobi.
meeting, call Denis. There is crusade, call Denis. There's revival, call Denis. And we are going for these missions. We're going for missions. And we're just busy working for God. And then another pastor from Ugunja came to preach in our church. When he found me playing keyboard, he said, but you should be in school.
What are you doing
What
here?
are you doing here? You're playing keyboard and people are in school. I told him, man of God, that one ended last year. Yes, I could not manage to go back because of 1, 2, 3, because Pastor Austin went to Nairobi and now I don't have anywhere to stay and the school fees. And I can't afford. And he told me, Dennis, you should be in school. Now I want you to come back
again.
The problem is he's living 16 kilometers away from school. He's living in Ambira and the school is in Sigomre.
Sigomre, that's a distance.
Yes, but he told me, I'm going to take you back to school. You are coming to live with me. I'll pay fee and I'll host you as long as you're willing to go to school. Now it's 16 kilometers. And I said, okay, if you're paying school fees and I'm living with you, I'm ready.
In.
Yes. And the host pastor for whom I was playing keyboard at that time, he told me, Denis, this is an opportunity. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give you a bike, a bicycle. Yes. So when you're done with Form 4, bring it back.
Wow.
I said, to God be the glory.
So
give
that's
me the
another
bike.
Full year with bike. Wow.
I grabbed the bike, went to Ambira, lived in Ambira and schooled in Sigomre.
What?
16 kilometers away.
Daily.
Going in the morning,
To
coming
and
back
from.
in the evening.
Oh.
Going in the morning, coming back in the evening.
Quite tough.
Until I did my Form 4. Yes. And I passed well.
Wow.
Yes. So that basically that is my life.
So after Form 4 now, how did you get into now music like now full time?
I always respect piano keyboard because it is like my destiny connector.
Wow.
My life has been around this instrument for quite a long time, and it has pushed me to where I am today. Why? Because this pastor who came for me from Sierra,
Right.
who had a ministry in Ugunja, and I was living with him in Ambira. He happened to be having a studio in Kisumu.
Okay.
A recording studio in Kisumu. You see?
Now you're getting to the city.
Yes. So I was living with him in Ugunja, doing missions with him over the weekends, and some opportune times he sends me to Kisumu to his studio to do programming.
Wow.
You see?
Wow.
So I'm doing programming in the studio, so I'm learning at the same time.
At the same time.
I'm in school and at the same time doing missions.
Wow. And also production.
Yes. So he introduced me to production bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. And then immediately I finished my Form 4, he now made me to be stationed in Kisumu, in his studio in Kisumu. It was called Destiny Recording Studio in Kisumu. So I became one of the producers, but I was still learning. Yes, I was still not fully equipped.
Right.
I was still learning, though I was good in programming, but the production part of it,
yes.
So he gave me to some producers who were there. They are good producers. We were with Pastor Pius. Pius Bodo of Kisumu. He has a church in Kisumu. So with Bosire, the people at Bosire. So he introduced me to these guys and told these guys to coach me.
Wow.
Yes. So these guys did their part a little bit, and then now after some few months, man had to come to Nairobi.
Tell us about that. What is this transition? What transition that now brings you to Nairobi?
Keyboard.
Oh my God. the same keyboard.
The piano keyboard.
Wow.
Transferred me.
Wow.
I was a man on transit.
Wow.
So the same piano keyboard transferred me to Nairobi.
Wow.
In a way, now Pastor Austin,
yes,
with whom I was living through my Form 1 to Form 2 to Form 3.
Yes.
He was now in Nairobi.
Right.
And he was a member of a church now in Nairobi, in Lakisama, called Bethsaida. And they had a conference. The pastor had a conference. And then he told the pastor that I have a young man, a son of mine in Kisumu, who is very good in piano keyboard. So let me send for him. He help us over this conference. Then he can go back.
So you were just coming for a conference?
So I was coming for a conference. So I came to Nairobi for a conference at Bethsaida, Lakisama. Did my keyboard and did it well.
Wow.
Until they could not allow me to go back to Kisumu.
Now they have to host you here.
Now the pastor said, you are not going back to Kisumu. Stay with Pastor Austin here.
Wow.
Yes, just stay with Pastor Austin here, and we look for how you're going to survive. Anyway, we're going to look for how you're going to survive and be with Pastor Austin here.
Wow.
For some time. So I said, okay, if it is an opportunity,
so be it.
Why not? So I called the pastor down there,
right.
And I told him, man of God, since I'm in Nairobi and this is a land of opportunities, and at the same time I'm aspiring to go to college, allow me to be here for some time as I find means and ways of joining college. And he said, fine, son, if that is okay with you, I release you. It's okay. Wow. And that is how now I started my life in Nairobi.
Wow.
Now I'm a keyboardist here, but I play keyboard, but my eyes are on how do I join college. How do I join college? Because I'm through with high school.
Right.
And I passed well, though I did not.
Which is a miracle to you.
Yeah, I did not qualify for direct entry to university.
Right.
But I qualified. I could enter. Well. I could enter university. So he said, okay, I'll be around here, and also I want to start my life now in the city.
Right.
Yes. And I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I must succeed here.
Wow.
In this city, I must succeed. So that is how now I settled down in Nairobi. So I was living with Pastor Austin in his house there. He was trying by all means, finding means how I could join. And actually he managed. Yeah, actually he managed, and through World Vision.
Right. Yes, back then.
Yes, back then, through World Vision.
Yes.
He had to enroll me as one of the destitutes in Nairobi.
Okay.
Through the World Vision had a program in Korokocho.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So through a CBO in Korokocho,
you are able to.
Yes, in Korokocho I got enlisted, and I joined college. I did computer engineering.
Wow.
Yes, I did computer engineering through that CBO, sponsored by World Vision.
Wow.
It is the World Vision that gave me my first computer. Yes. So by then, when I joined college, through Pastor Austin, I also got some sponsorship from the US to join Daystar University.
Right.
Yes. At the same time, they were also helping me to set up. At least with some little machines. So when now things were happening and now ways were opening, now I decided to become independent. Because now I moved from Pastor Austin's house. Yeah. And even my moving from Pastor Austin, sometimes I look at how young men reason. Even me moving from Pastor Austin's house to now to a place now where I was.
You can be independent.
Yes, I was going to become independent because I didn't just move from his house to my house. Yes. I moved to some other place. It's because now things were a little bit tough.
Okay.
Yes, he was also straining and he was also struggling, and we were there, and you see the way things are, and I'm looking at how things are. I said, Napana, I'm a man.
Yes, let me get out.
Yes, I'm a man. I can.
Let me stand on my own.
Yes, I can stand on my own, because I can. Someone cannot carry my burden all the way from
right.
Yes, up to now. So I just grabbed. I had a small mattress. I had a small mattress that I had bought second hand. I had bought a small mattress around Korogosho.
Right.
Yes. There's a place in Korogosho before you reach Kariobangi
where
we used to buy our shoes.
Those they used to. I know them. I've been there. Right. At least they look much better.
They look much better. And then they also send. I don't know how to call them. They're not Mtumba.
They're just somewhere.
Yeah,
they're not Mtumba and they're not
furniture. Yeah, something like that. So I bought a mattress there, small mattress.
I used to one.
Yeah, I was using it at Pastor Austin's house, and I went to Gikomba and bought a very thick curtain that could also act as a duvet. Yeah, so I was using them there. So when I also got a small job at industrial area.
Okay.
That took me for like 2 months.
Wow.
So from that savings, I bought some 2 plates and.
At least you're beginning to put yourself in order.
So when I had plans.
Yes.
But now when I saw how things were and there's a lot of straining and all that, I just told Pastor Austin, man of God,
I really appreciate.
Yes, I really appreciate. Allow me now to cross the river. And you know the river was crossing. I was crossing Nairobi River.
You don't even know you'll cross it from which angle.
I was crossing Nairobi River.
You're like, let me do it.
I picked my mattress and my duvet.
Yes. Of course, you know that was a duvet.
Yes, it was a duvet. And my little few plates that I had, and put them inside a sack, a gunia. Put them on my back and crossed Nairobi River. And I landed in Dandora.
Wow.
So when I landed in Dandora, when I reached the heart of Dandora, that's when I realized I didn't know where I was going.
Oh.